What do you do when your devices crash? Throw them in the trash? Well, instead of producing more e-waste, one store in Parkdale is helping Torontonians save their old tech from landfills. From the Parkdale Land Trust to the Parkdale People's Economy, we've seen how this West End downtown neighborhood builds its diverse community from the bottom up. Here at the intersection of Sudbury and Abel Streets is another initiative that's once again mobilizing locals to help each other out. This time by reusing technology. Free Geek Toronto is a nonprofit social enterprise that turns, quote, old devices into new opportunities.
There's a lot of things that people are using, and then when they're done with them, the device might not be like end of life. It just might be end of use for them. And so what we are looking at is we're trying to bridge the digital divide using unwanted technology. So things that people don't want anymore, computers that, maybe if you're a developer or something like that, you need the newest and best, but what's newest and best to somebody in the day life, that computer could still be of great use.
Free Geek has a walk-in store that takes donations of old tech, refurbishes them, then sells them at affordable prices to local people and organizations in need, like Parkdale Project Read.
Parkdale is a really good example of the digital divide where people get left behind if they're not accessing services. There are a lot of marginalized communities within Parkdale. They really need an accessible service, so that's why Free Geek has been so good.
Last year, the City of Toronto collected and processed 684 tons of electronic waste. Here in Parkdale, there are two organizations working together to encourage zero-waste habits through reusing. Located right across Free Geek Toronto is Creative Reuse Toronto, a resource center for learning about all things sustainability. They collaborate by directing people with tech needs to Free Geek Toronto and people with sustainability questions to Creative Reuse Toronto.
Only about 10% of materials that we send to recycling are ever recycled. So to repair, to reuse, to resuscitate, I think is going to be a more sustainable option just because it's more hands-on and it keeps us aware of what we're consuming.
Carried, adoptee.
Last October, the Senate of Canada passed the Right to Repair Bill. It allows people to repair tech themselves or anywhere they'd like, instead of having to visit manufacturer-authorized locations. Bill C-244 makes repairs more accessible and promotes a habit of reusing tech. Fukunaga says the bill will make getting parts, tools, and manuals much easier. Signing off, I'm Anita Lee of The Green Line reporting with City News.